Good morning from Aswan. We are here heading out to Abu Simbel today. It's around about a 4 hour drive from Aswan. It's around about 5:30. So by the time we reach Abu Simbel, it will be around about 9. So yeah, it's a long drive and it's pretty cold out here. So let's see you in Abu Simbel in some time. So here, after driving nearly for 2 hours, we're here to stop for breakfast. As you can see, the entire way to Abu Simbel is all desert. You do not have mobile network here. This is like just a single road going to Abu Simbel and all the buses.
We have here land part of the Toshka project, which is a massive land reclamation and agricultural development endeavor aimed at transforming desert land into arable, productive areas, especially near Lake Nasser. This road goes to Sudan, as Aswan is on the border of Sudan. You can see here more land part of the Toshka project. The project involves a canal which pumps water from Lake Nasser into the Sahara Desert. The length of the canal is approximately 300 kilometers. We are here at the Abu Simbel Temple complex, and here is the first view of statues of Ramses the Great. The statues here are seated at the temple complex in front of his temple. The statues represent Ramses seated on a throne and wearing the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt. The statue to the immediate left of the entrance was damaged in an earthquake, causing the head and torso to fall away. With the construction of the Aswan Dam, the temples risked being submerged by the water of the dam's future reservoir. So, in 1960, UNESCO raised the alarm and eventually enlisted help of international builders. The rescue operation would prove to be audacious. It involved dismantling the temples piece by piece and reassembling them on higher ground, where they would be safe from the waters of the future reservoir. It was a massive undertaking involving some 2,000 people and more than 40 million working hours. It began with the construction of a coffer dam to protect the temple areas from the rising waters of the Nile. Workers then carefully cut the temples into 1,030 blocks that made them easier to move to higher ground. Mindful not to damage any of the sections, they did a lot of the work by hand, moving the temple sections by section to a purpose built hill. The workers rebuilt them with an artificial structure of concrete arches and protective domes. Astronomical calculations were made to keep the original orientation of the temples and allow the sun to illuminate the gods inside the greater temple. Seen near Ramses' legs are his wives and daughters. At the base of Ramses' statue, we can see defeated enemies from all regions, signifying Ramses' strength and military might.
There's a chain going through the
Here is a representation of Ramses in a battle. As you can see, he used to guide his horse with, with the reins tied to his torso. In this scene, we can see Ramses returning home from the Battle of Kadesh along with his pet lion. Every detail inside tells a story, from his victories to the statues showing Ramses as divine. The temple is Ramses' ultimate statement of power, showing him not just blessed by gods but as a divine being. One particularly unique and special thing of this temple that sets it apart is that twice a year, on the 21st of October and 21st of February, the dates of Ramses' coronation and his birthday, sunlight filters through the temple 70 odd meters and hits his statue sitting beside the other gods. Here we can see Ramses offering various perfumes to the gods. As we walk a little way away from Ramses' temple, we reach the smaller temple over here, dedicated to his favorite wife, Nefertari. Here we can see the statues of Nefertari and Ramses are of the same height, a rare and special way to honor her importance. The carvings celebrate Nefertari's association with the goddess Hathor and shows scenes of the queen participating in divine rites on the same level as a husband. Next to the entrance features a hypostyle hall with Hathor headed columns. Taking a flight in to Abu Simbel 2 is another option to get here. However, there are no direct flights from Cairo. Heading out now from Aswan and heading to Luxor. The drive is approximately 4 hours, and on the way there are two temples which can be seen. That is the Temple of Kom Ombo and the Temple of Edfu. The drive mostly is parallel to the Nile. Here now at the Temple of Kom Ombo. This is a unique Ptolemaic double temple in Upper Egypt, constructed between 180 to 47 BC. It is uniquely divided into two symmetrical halves dedicated to two deities: Sobek, the crocodile god of fertility, and Horus, the falcon god.
Horus. It's a Horus. And so we will see in one scene they making for the king here, writing million of years to rule Egypt, million of years on the branch of palm, palm trees. Millions of years from Horus and Sobek here for the king. Tall statue of Horus and Zen, separated, and this room and the other room on the other side, other side. Two centuries. Okay, but the first part of the temple in this place, whereby the Ptolemaic the third built the shrine for Sobek and Horus, the good god and the bad god. Why they built it for the bad god to avoid his evil. Okay, as you see, this thing about destroyed, and the room all behind to offering, to store offering behind this way. Okay, you move this way to go. First surgical tools here, as you see here, needles, scissors, cups. We are still now using part of the. Also, they use as a mummification process during the king died. They made mummification for the king. Uses part of these tools. Who did that? The emperor after the end of Ptolemy's dynasty, Roman entered Egypt. They took the same policy during they occupied Egypt and ruled Egypt. His name is Taragan, kneeling before Imhotep, the god of medicine. He is the god of medicine, and he made this kind of tools for the god of medicine, Imhotep. And he kneeling, I made for you, my god, these tools for you. And this part of the temple was used as a hospital. Come, group of people coming to take medicine in this part of the.
Okay.
During Ptolemy, they used part of the temple as a hospital. Hospital in this place. If we measure from this line, this direction, it's equal from this line to this direction. This line from here for Horus. Okay? From here for Sobek. It's missing a part of his head here for Sobek. So all people come here, and you see Ma'at inside here divided the temple equally between Horus and Sobek. But here, you read here, this is the shrine. Ma'at, religion for all countries, and all countries we are occupied or enter took the name. The name. Because they are wanted to say for Egyptian, we are protect your land. We are like your king of the new king. Who did that? Who convinced Egyptian? The British. Because they deal between them and the king of Ptolemy. They wanted to make. That's why you can see the king. He was alone, he offered the throne. This is Gadra and that other by the king was the Harry and here's the king after they purify the body, after they use the body, he gets it to the second. We can see here the king, he has taken the throne of Egypt above him. God's one temple and one. And the biggest one is the second.
A few of the 300 crocodile mummies discovered in the vicinity are displayed in the Crocodile Museum just next to the Kom Ombo Temple. You can see some mummies still have their teeth preserved. Now, in the city of Edfu, that houses the Temple of Horus, also known as the Temple of Edfu. This is the marketplace which is crowded with taxis. The Temple of Horus at Edfu is the best preserved Egyptian temple built under the Greek Ptolemaic dynasty. It used the architectural forms and artistic conventions that had characterized Egyptian sanctuaries for thousands of years. The reliefs on the pylons show Ptolemy the XII, the father of Cleopatra, as a pharaoh destroying his enemies under the watchful eye of Horus. Inside, we come into a large peristyle, the forecourt or the court of offerings.
Before, this is the palace of the king. He out, and before him, the priest is burning incense here. Okay? He digging axe the limit of the temple by axe. Okay? Before him, the Horus. Okay? After that, this scene, he by this tools cutting the first block. The first block before also Horus. And this is putting the first block on the land to build the beginning of building the temple before Horus. And after the end of building the temple here, he gave Horus the temple as a gift from the king. This is a complete, after the temple completed by the king, he give the Horus. Okay? He wants to say for Horus, I made this temple for you, my God, by his hand. He pointed by his hand. He wants to say, I made this temple for you, my God, Horus. After that here, he also wants to go from building temple to pray for the king. I made this temple for you to pray and make an offer for my God, Horus. This is the end of foundation here. Okay? This room was used as laboratory for making perfumes. Okay? And here, as you see, the priestess took flowers and plants here to extract oil from flower and plants to make to make perfume in this room. And we from this, as you see here, was text here written here at the top. This is 150 recipe for different kind of perfumes are made from plants and flower. Killing him. Okay? Horus killed Set, he representing in Hebo, and all gods, God or goddesses here support Horus in his, during his battle against Set, his uncle Set. At the end, Horus came to kill Set, okay, and all goddesses here very happy the victory of Horus against Set. Like here, making it off. Okay? Look here. This is the end of the war, and they are very happy for Horus gaining the war against his uncle. After that, Horus returned back to be the god of all the world like his father.
In the main sanctuary, we can see a sacred bark that was used to transport the statue of the god during festivals. The inscriptions on the sanctuary walls record the hymns that the priests sang each morning for half a thousand of years to wake the great god Horus. Here we can see the god Horus has a falcon wearing the double crown of Egypt. And with that, it brings me to my last location in Egypt, that is Luxor. If you did like this video, I request you to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.